So Meghan Markle is back in the news again. And it's only because, that it's because Spare came out, Harry's book came out. And I guess they were expecting an apology afterwards. They thought that the royal family would come forward and say, okay, we got to work this out. We're sorry about everything that went down. We didn't know you felt so bad. Well, no apologies come, Meghan. And there's nothing happening. They're saying that no one's reached out to them. There's no word. He was hoping his family would actually eventually welcome him back. And he wants to have them in their lives, but nothing's happening. I think they're pissed. And they bought this house for $14.65 million. And they're complaining about how they don't have enough money to buy this mansion. And yet they still bought it because their life's so hard. I mean, first world problems. That's not even first world problems. You have 16 bathroom house now in Montego, and it's and you're complaining about your life, and you have everything. There's some people that have nothing, and you're just bitching about nothing, and you still bought that $15 million house. What do you do?
You start a show called Bitchin' in the Kitchen, and then you, as Meghan and Harry, and you get your millions of followers. Maybe you start a GoFundMe. I don't know. Maybe be like, I need this 700 million square foot mansion with full walls outside so that people can't take pictures of us. I don't feel bad for them. That's what I said. I didn't feel bad for them.
I don't feel bad for them.
No.
I don't.
Did you watch the documentary at all, Chris and Joanna?
Yes. We watched it.
Yeah, we did. We
thought
had
about
fights.
it every day.
Sabrina and I.
We thought about it.
He's on Harry and Meghan's side. He's
hashtag
Harry and Meghan.
No, because
I was hashtag royal family. We have a special
No,
guest.
but Jesus.
No. Hey, Brooklyn.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right.
I was wondering if you two watched it though, and if you liked it. Yeah. Because this is all leading into what we're doing now. It's like what they're doing, what they're going to move forward. Sabrina, you saw Meghan and Harry. What do you think about this? Do you think this was you feel bad for her at all, or do you just kind of okay, just stop complaining? How do you feel about this situation? Are you surprised, Sabrina, that they actually? I think you're muted again. Are you surprised that they're actually expecting an apology? Oh.
Yeah, obviously. Are you expecting an apology for airing everybody's dirty laundry on national fucking television everywhere? If she was my friend, obviously I am not royal or famous, right? If she was my fucking friend and she just put that on Twitter and Facebook, I'd be like, guess what? No longer friends ever again. Go fuck yourself. How dare you go on national television and fucking make a documentary about how awful the British family was and then expect them to come and apologize to you? And then he writes a book about all of these crazy things that happened and what a douchebag his brother was and the things that his dad did and expect them to come and apologize to you? Because you could have actually had a conversation with them instead of writing a book or doing this documentary. You could have actually had a conversation with your family, and then maybe you could have salvaged your relationship. But instead, you chose to go out there and do all of this shit behind their back, and then now you expect them to grovel at your feet? No.
No, they won't contact him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
No, but he tried.
Yeah. He's tried, but he's also, by bringing this stuff out, Chris, it messes his whole family dynamic up, though. You know what you're getting yourself into by doing this.
Yeah.
This is the royal family, okay?
I
there
don't
are very
care
specific fucking rules that apply to the royal family.
Right. It's a family, though.
Well, that's the thing that you're right. They have to know, they know what they got themselves into being part of this family. Like when 100%. She married him, she knew. She knew what she was getting herself into.
He grew up that way. He grew up in that house.
But I do feel bad for him in a lot of ways too. Like Chris said, I do feel bad that he can't have his family dynamic anymore. But unfortunately, where you grew up, the house you grew up in, what the deal is. Yeah. No, they're talking about taking away their titles too.
He is super. They already took away their titles, didn't they?
Yeah. No, they're not officially gone yet. They're still being called.
I don't really give a shit. I feel bad for him that he was raised as a second-class citizen in that fucking house, even though he was royalty, because he was a spare heir. And that is basically, I understand his plight. At the same time, you cannot expect to air your entire family's dirty laundry and expect them to come groveling back to you. That is insane. It's insane.
Yeah, but that's what they wanted. They expected an apology.
I mean, that's never going to fucking happen.
But
Chris, did you expect them to get an apology though?
Yeah.
You thought they would? I mean, I didn't think they would. I think, if anything, I was expecting that they would come out and like really talk shit about them back, you know. But then again, that's
They don't
will the
do
royal
that.
family
They're
do
a royal
that?
fucking
You know?
family.
Yeah,
They ghosted him.
yeah. Like you're done.
They're done. They're done. Meghan and what's his name, Harry, can't get in touch with them.
Yeah, there's nothing. No communication.
So that as something.
That's not true.
What?
He could get in touch with them. They just don't
No,
respond
they
to him.
can't.
Yeah.
They choose not to respond to him.
Right.
That doesn't mean
Yeah.
they can't get in touch
That's
with them.
something
They
I would
read his
do.
correspondence. They just choose not to answer. To
That's
it.
something I would do after years and years of dealing with this. I'd be like, listen.
You would put out a book. I mean, that's really.
I mean,
to me, that's classless. Honestly.
I just don't expect. I don't expect an apology to ever come. I don't think there will. And like Ty said, they should get an apology. And I mean, both sides should apologize, and they should figure it out. They're family. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you're family.
Yeah,
but
family.
and all your dirty laundry's out in the air.
Yeah, they won't ever.
Because instead of dealing with it internally, you chose to blast it all over Netflix and in a fucking book.
Yeah,
but
and that's tough. But they didn't think they had another way of doing it.
After years and years, someone will get back to you. That your brother or sister won't get back to you.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough.
You know,
and
it's their fucking choice.
And those two are best friends, and I would blow this shit.
It's tough. You never think that would happen, but it happens in families all the time too. It just does. You think at the end of the day they'd be like, okay, we're family, we can work this shit out, but apparently they couldn't. And you know, I wish that Harry and Meghan could get like some kind of apology or some kind of like peace from this whole situation, but I don't think they ever will. Or if they do, I think it'll come through their kids eventually. I think if anything, their kids will go back and their kids will work out and fix the family. But for now, it is what it is. I think they're just done. I think that's just it. And eventually we'll stop talking about it because they won't be talking about it. Harry and Meghan won't be talking about it. And eventually it'll go away until the kids, I think, become older. That's when I think the next step will happen. But only time will tell. Honestly, we'll see what happens.
Like, how dare you be like, oh, we're struggling to afford our $14 million fucking
I
house.
agree.
Like, are you insane?
I know there's that.
I agree.
Are you serious?
I agree.
Are you fucking serious?
Right. I agree.
Like, I mean, you have to pick and choose. If you want to be the victim, be the victim. Don't be like, oh, woe is me. I can't pay my $14 million fucking house. Fuck you. That was on you. Like, you have two children. You could live in a $1 million house. You don't need a $14 million house. And then you don't need to bitch and moan about how you can't afford it because you're no longer in the royal family. Like, that is fucked up shit, dude.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's inappropriate.
But Kate and William cannot talk about it or will not talk about it.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah, because they were raised the way that he was raised, which is you're not supposed to talk about that shit in the public fucking eye.
But
like, that is the deal.
Yeah,
that's the deal. I'm sorry. Like, you're not raised that way because you're a normal fucking person. They are royalty.
It's a different world that we don't really know much about, except that we've seen in the public. Well, we heard too.
She will be queen. He will be king. They can't be running around entertaining bullshit. She is going to be queen, not very far from today, and he is going to be king. So they cannot behave the way that Harry is behaving.
Yeah, it's a different. They have to be very careful.
Is if all of his sons die and he dies and she dies.
Right.
So it basically has to be a plane crash of all of the people in William's family, and then Harry will be king.
Yeah. It's never going to happen.
He can behave the way that he wants to. William and Kate are not going to succumb to that because they literally are going to be king and queen, and they have to behave as they are expected to behave. It's a fucking monarchy.